Hello, my name is Jelle for Calisthenics Worldwide, and today we'll be teaching you how to do a ring muscle up. So a ring muscle up is in 3 different phases. So the first phase is the pull phase, then you have the transition phase and also the dip phase. So we'll discuss those one by one in detail, but also what you want to know is that there are 2 different kind of gymnastics rings that you can choose from. So one of them is the 28mm one and the other one is the 32mm one, which is the gymnastics standard one and also the CrossFit Games standard. We have 6 different reviews on different gymnastics rings that you can choose from. Those are the Gravity Fitness one, the Gornation one, the Pull Up and Dip one, and also we have reviews on the Kensui Fitness one, the Duonamic one, and also on that bar rings. So you can check those out and then you can choose, and if you have your set, then you also want to know how to hang them up. So gymnastics rings in general are quite unstable, so if you want to make them more stable so that it's easier for you to learn the move, you can make sure that the strap is not hanging too low from the bar, because then they will be more unstable. Also, you want to hang them on shoulder width, and another tip for you is that you can put the strap, like double loop it around the bar so they will be less moving on the bar. So before we talk about the false grip, we also want to tell you that we will be giving you a lot of different exercises that you can play with. For every phase of the muscle up, we'll be discussing all kinds of exercises and also different principles, like for instance doing holds, doing negatives and doing assistant versions, so that you will have the knowledge so that you can build up to having a perfect muscle up. After you got your first muscle up, you can clean up whatever is your weakness, and also you can get ready for instance, weighted muscle ups, but really just play around with the movement. So first and foremost, what you want to know is that you'll need a false grip when you do the ring muscle up. This is because on the bar you can like switch your grip while doing the transition, and on the rings, because it's more unstable, as a beginner for sure you'll need false grip. So false grip is that you put the rings in your palm, then you want to put it like this diagonally on the palm so that you can lean on this part, and you want to spread out the tension, so you want to have a lot of surface of the palm on the rings. Then you want to put the thumbs around, and then you want to be strong enough to hang on this. Your joints will take longer to get used to this move or this position than all of your muscles will. So take your time, take it slow, step by step. And also what you want to know is that you always want to do a good warm-up. So you can do banded warm-ups, and you can also do some dynamic stretching, for instance with wrist flexion just before you do it, and you want to warm up your wrist, your elbows and your shoulders very well before doing this. So first exercise that you can try out is a false grip hang like this, and then you're going to put your other hand without false grip, and then you can build up the pressure on this wrist, and then you can switch also towards this version. And then the next exercise would be an Australian lean, which is the starting point of a row, and then you'll have your feet on the floor, which is like gonna build you up towards actually hanging on the rings without your feet on the floor. At the beginning it might be hard to have false grip and straight arms, so then you build up, you can just hang and lean into it. The more you will lean backwards, the harder the exercise gets, of course. And then at the end, you'll have a straight arm. And then what you want to try as well is to turn out the rings, which means that your thumbs are going to be facing forward. You can start doing dead hangs, which means just hanging. And then also you want to try to turn out the thumbs. With both exercises, you can also add some movement, which is a scapula movement, which for instance in the row, you can start using your scapula to pull like that. And if you do the active hang, you can hang like this and do a scapula pull-up. So after trying your scapula pull-ups, you can also build up to, for instance, your rows. So you're gonna do a full row until your chest with the thumbs touching the chest. Then you go down and you do a ring turnout. What you want to know is with a ring muscle up, the pull phase is different than on the bar. Because on the bar, you are basically just doing pull-ups, but on the ring muscle up, you're starting off with your arms out, then you do a chin up basically, and then on the top you're gonna switch back like in the transition phase, which we'll discuss a little bit later. You're gonna go all the way up and touch your chest with the thumb, and also you can train like your pull-ups with pauses on the top so that you get extra strong on the top position, and you can also do holds there for even longer, for like 15 seconds or something like that. Alright, so for the hardest part of the muscle up, the transition phase, what you're gonna do, you're gonna try to pull up as high as possible. You're gonna have your elbows close and you're gonna have the rings as close to the body as possible. and then you're gonna pull all the way up with your scapula engaged. When you touch the chest with your thumbs, then you're gonna basically, like Superman, pull off your shirt, then your elbows come backwards and your shoulders are shifting forward, and then you'll end up in the low dip position. So the technique of the transition is quite hard, so you do want to do some technique training, which we have several exercises for you that you can try out. So first of all, you have the assisted muscle ups that you can do, which you have, for instance, the box assisted muscle up, the reverse box assisted muscle up, and also you can do the standing assisted muscle up. Which, with the standing one, you want to be on your tippy toes, and then you want to be able to get to the lower dip position, and then you can go through the transition phase with your legs assisting. And then you have another version, which is the baby muscle up, so you have to hang the rings a little bit lower, and then you can assist with your legs to go through the movement. So then also you can do negative or eccentric muscle ups, which means that you're gonna go through the movement from the top, then you go all the way down, and then you want to get your elbows going backwards, and you want to have your wrists coming forward so that you can catch in the false grip and you don't want to lose it, so that you can do more reps eventually, and then you go down slowly as well. You can do banded assisted muscle ups. Then you put the band over the rings, you hold it with your hands, and then basically you can already start doing muscle ups and build down with the elastic bands so that they help you less and less. Then another additional exercise is the Russian push-up. You're gonna do a push-up on the rings. You go all the way down, and then you're gonna let your elbows come backwards. Basically, then you want to keep the false grip as well. Then you go back to the lower position of the push-up, and you push up on to the top, and then you want to also do a ring turnout, preferably as well. So when you have ended up in your low dip position, you want to know that that position needs to be strengthened before you start trying the transition phase, because you'll be ending up lower than 90 degrees and you might not be used to that. So you want to train that by, for instance, doing assisted low dips with, for instance, the bands. You can go all the way down as low as you can and then go up. Also, you could do a negative one or an eccentric dip. So you go all the way down and then you hold it or pause on the bottom as well to get used to that position. Also, you could do static holds anyway on the bottom and just hold that for like 15 seconds or something. On the top, you might start off with having a neutral grip position. You want to have straight arms, then you want to have it close to your body as well. But when you get better and stronger in your straight arm strength and the top position, which, by the way, you want to have your chest forward, you want to have your glutes engaged, you also want to have your ears further away from the shoulders. And when you get very strong in that top position, you can also start turning out your thumbs and having the rings a little bit further away from your body. So for some extra exercises, you can do a lot of push-ups on the rings. With that, you can work for the muscle up by training straight arm strength on the top and turning out your thumbs. You can go for depth as well to build up the strength that you need for the muscle ups. Then also you can do scapula dips, which you can do with a thumb turnout as well. Also, you can do chair dips, and you can also do that on the rings as well to build up your triceps, for instance. Then for some mistakes that people make, a lot of people, they rush the process of learning the muscle up. So you really want to take it a bit by bit, because your joints need to get used to it. And also you want to get very high pull-ups. You want to go low on your dips, and also you want to do proper technique training. Then another thing that people often get wrong, they turn out the elbows on the top. So when they go through the transition, they go like this instead of keeping the elbows close to the body. Then another thing, what they do is they have the timing wrong. So they go to the top and they start with the transition too early, and then they get stuck. They don't get to the top of the dip position, which also is the case often because they don't get the shoulders to the front. So you have to really shift your elbows back and your shoulders to the front to get a good transition. And another thing is that people often, they try to do a dynamic move, they try to use momentum, and that is quite dangerous with the ring muscle up. So when you have your first muscle up, we want to congratulate you, but your journey doesn't end here, because there are endless possibilities with this move. You can go for reps, with reps, you really have to make sure that you have your false grip after you go down to the bottom. And also what you can go for is like, for instance, 10 reps. You can go for very slow muscle ups as well. For instance, 30 seconds up and 30 seconds down. So you have 1 minute muscle up. Also, you can add as much weight as you want for weighted muscle ups. And also there are different variations that you can try, like for instance the L hang muscle up. You can do a toe touch muscle up, and also you can even do a front roll, which basically is a muscle up, but you will have to fall forwards and then you have to catch false grip so that you can get up from there as well. And then for those exercises you can do other exercises, like for instance an L hang with false grip. You can also do some L pull-ups as well. So like this, you can really dissect the whole movement. You can also focus on the different methods that we discussed. You can do eccentric muscle ups, you can do the holds to really work on those weaknesses. Also, you want to focus on quality over quantity, and you want to do full range of motion in every muscle up that you do. We hope you liked our video, and we want to thank you for watching. We do want to invite you to check out the description, which there will be links to the different reviews on gymnastics rings that we made, and also there will be affiliate links to the different rings as well. So check those out. We do have a discount code as well, which is CWW10, so you get 10% off. So check it out, and we want to again thank you for watching, and we hope to see you in the next one. Have a good day.